Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Nah, We'd Win. Based off the Distractable podcast series, Nah, We'd Win. I got my friend here, Andres. You know, he's been in the We Are Combat Nation and the Piggy video. And we got this bum over here, Nathan.
Hi, guys.
And I already told them the rules. We did a little recording before this, and they screwed up royally. So we're just restarting the video.
My fault.
Alright, hold on. Before we start anything, so we just give a quick thanks to our sponsorship, Meme Asylum,
Yeah, guys.
sponsoring this whole video.
Yeah, don't forget to play Meme Asylum, guys. Meme Asylum.
I would like
Thank you for sponsoring this video.
to say thank you to our sponsors, Raid Shadow Legends, guys.
Oh man.
No. Oh,
No,
get him out of here.
No,
We can replace him with the egg dogs. We can replace him with the egg dogs.
No, please don't. I'm sorry.
Alright, Andres. You're in a park. You're on a hill. You're chilling in a park. And you look up. It's very bright suddenly. It gets very bright. You look up and you see a meteor heading straight towards you. What do you do?
Alright, so what happens is I jump up, I punch it, it breaks into also like a bunch of little pieces. I collect them all and sell them as playground mulch.
Alright, I'm gonna give you a plus point, and what a plus point is when I roll the dice, it has to be a 20. But let's say it's a 19, and since I give you that plus point, if it's 19, it gives it up one more, and so it's like a 20. So, but let me roll the
I
dice.
see.
It's a 19! It works!
Dude, wait, is the dice at a 20?
Yeah, it's a 20. Yeah.
Dude.
Andres jumps up, punches the meteor with all of his force, and since he has the power of a staring cat head, he instantly destroys the meteor. Alright, Andres gets 1 point. Whoever has the most points at the end of the video will get a host of the next podcast thingy, whatever we do. I don't know. I like Distractable. I want to do something like Distractable. Alright. Let's see. Alright. Scenario 2. Nathan. You're a king of a big land. You're in a castle, a 3-story castle. But your people revolt because you didn't treat them so well. And now they're on the first floor. What do you do to survive the scenario?
I take a statue that's probably golden because I'm so rich, and I throw it down the stairs, and like anyone that's coming up gets flattened by it, and they get turned into a pancake.
All right, let's see it. Let's see how that goes. I'll give you a point for that. Let's see. 16. So then get 1 plus 1 point is 17, which means you pick up the gold statue, but you get crushed under your own under the gold statue weight, and you fall down on top of the rest of the.
What?
The rest of
I rolled 17, not a 1. This is outrageous.
All right, Andres, you're a king. What do you do?
Wait, you're not gonna go? You're not going?
No, I'm the
That's
host.
still a nat 20.
Oh.
Yeah, you had to roll nat 20.
Alright, so remember the little fragments of the meteorite I shattered? So I get those out of the jar, I'll place them all on the stairs.
No, you gotta say you picked up the gold statue, remember? But then you realized it was gonna be too heavy or whatever.
Alright. So I picked up that heavy statue. I tried picking up the heavy statue, but it crushed my fingers. So then I had one of my servants open up the jar with the fragments of the meteor I broke, and I throw them all over the stairs. So when they try climbing up the stairs, they get stabbed by all the little meteor parts.
Like Home Alone.
Yeah, you see, he gets it.
I'll give you a point for that. You get 2 points. As long as this goes on, the more points you'll get. So you get 2 points.
Yeah.
Bruh.
10,
Yay.
which means you get 12, which means the meteor parts that you had don't exist yet because you forgot you time traveled back to the past because you're a king. And
Wait, so they don't like explode in his hand?
no, they just don't exist.
Like, no. I
They're all
rolled a literal 17, and I got crushed under the weight of a golden statue, and he rolls like a 10 or a 12, and all that happens is that he can't pick up the meteorite pieces.
Yes, exactly.
That's it. The The meteorite pieces never existed, Narkin. It's all a figment of your imagination.
All right, Nathan, your turn. What do you do?
I so like the meteor pieces aren't there, so I take my
You
servant.
gotta start from the very beginning.
Oh. I take the servant from the other scenario and I throw him down the stairs at the people revolting, and it'll probably stop them, right?
You forgot a part. You forgot two parts.
Like, is it like what? What do you mean by that?
All right, this is how you're supposed to do it. I went to pick up the gold statue, but it was too heavy. I then went to go throw the meteorite pieces, but I realized they don't exist. So then I go and throw my servant or whatever.
Alright. So the gold statue is too heavy, and I don't have any meteorite pieces because I'm back in like past. So I take the servant that's in the same room as me, and I throw him down the stairs, and I turn everyone that's on the stairs into a pancake.
Let me see how that. Let's see. I'm rolling. You got an 8. So that's plus 3 points. So that's 9, 10, 11. You threw down your servant, but your peasants are so hungry because you haven't fed them in so long that they ate him whole, and then they eat you.
What?
All right, Andrew, your turn. Don't forget to include the previous stuff.
Alright, so what happened is they're coming up the stairs. I was gonna go pick up the gold statue, but it's too heavy, so I didn't. Then I tried and I went back and got the jar of the meteorite pieces, but then I realized that they never existed. And then I threw down, but then I picked up my loyal servant, threw him down the stairs. But then, since I haven't fed anyone in 2 weeks, he got eaten. And then I pulled all the team workers for the factory and sent them to go beat up all the people trying to come up the stairs.
If you guys don't know what he's talking about,
please roll a funny about.
Let's see. 14 plus 4 is 18. So
no,
you send the team of workers, but they too are hungry, and they eat you. Alright, then your turn.
Alright, so I try to pick up the golden statue, but I'm too weak, or the statue's too heavy. And then I go to pick up the meteor pieces, but they never existed. So then I try to take my humble servant, and I throw him down the stairs, but then he gets eaten by hungry peasants. And then I try to send an army of team workers to go beat up the peasants, but they ate me. So I guess
they ate your servants, and then you.
Oh, they ate my servants. All right.
Yeah.
So I jump out the 3rd floor window, and I hope there's like a moat or some crap underneath.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna roll. So you got plus 5 points right now. You rolled a 4.
I'm dead.
You go instead of breaking your legs, you fall. You get impaled.
Alright, so wait, what did that jump on?
He jumped on a giant pitchfork. So all
right,
Andres, instead of you falling, you would you still kind of like be on the edge. Yeah, let's say you're kind of like mid fall. Yeah, but don't forget to include the previous stuff.
Okay. So what happens is I try to get the gold statue, but it's too heavy, and wait, don't. Oh, but I tried to get the meteorite pieces, but then I realized I have schizophrenia, and they're not real, and then I throw my loyal, humble servant down, but everyone's too hungry, and they eat him. All of them eat him, and then I was gonna set up my team of workers, but then I realized they were gonna eat me too.
There you go.
So then, as a last, so then I jumped out the window, and I bring out 2 servants with me to cushion my fall, so I don't die.
Let's see.
It's
Oh, 17 plus like 6 points. You
yes.
So not only do you send in your servants to go break your fall, they break the giant pitchfork that is just waiting for you. And so then you slide down the giant pitchfork like a slide into your like boat of gold, and you drive away into the sunset in your boat.
Yay!
Because boats existed back then. The motorboats existed back then.
Bro, he got all the good things, bro. Oh.
So Andres gets another winner point. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Scenario 3. You're in a school. All right, and it's Andres' turn because it was Nathan's turn last round, so it's Andres' turn.
No, it wasn't.
No, it's not necessary because I went and I got the service to cushion my fall.
No,
So, oh, is it because I won or something?
no. So at the start of the round, the first round, it was your turn, and then at the start of the second round, it was Nathan. And now it's the third round.
Oh.
You see.
Oh.
All right. You're doing your homework. All right.
All right.
You look outside. What's that? It's a bee. All right, it's just a bee.
A bee.
And then there's another bee. There's another bee. And then
And
there's
that's
another
angry-
bee.
angry
And they're
bees?
spelling bees. There's a bunch of bees.
Ah!
They break in. And then they poke
Ah!
they're poking everyone. What do
Ah!
you do?
All right. Watch this. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna put a blanket under me and get in my bed because they can't see me because I'm under my blanket.
You're in school.
Oh, I'm in school. Oh, I thought. Wait.
Wait, well, I gotta roll the dice, so I can make it work. It depends. Oh, you got 11.
Oh, I thought.
You try to you open your backpack up, and there's more bees in there. No concern.
You said homework. So I thought I was at home.
No, I open up my backpack, and there's 4 bees in there. So instead, I reach into my left back pocket, and I pull out 15 cigarettes, and I start shaking them out.
What'd you guys figure?
I start I'm sorry. So, get that. I pull out 500 cigarettes, and I start chain smoking them. And then so like the smoke like kills all the bees, and now I'm safe.
Guys, this is the accurate lesson.
You rolled a 7 plus 1 is 8.
500 cigarettes.
You you went to you pulled out your cigarettes, and then the security beat you up even though there's a bunch of bees everywhere.
What?
I just turned.
Ooh. Hear me out. All right. So what happens is, the bees come in. I open my backpack. There's like 10,000 angry bees in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I try to get all my cigarettes from my left back pocket. But the security, they didn't like that, so they beat me up. So then what happens is I give all the bees alcohol, so then they start beating each other up and like stinging each other and stuff.
How did this turn into like addiction? Why are we talking about addictions?
It's
You rolled
I
a
just don't think it's not that
16
so much.
plus 2 points is an 18. You
Say it.
The security beat you up even more for having alcohol. That's your turn.
Alright. So, I try to get, I reach in my backpack for the blankets and stuff. But there's 4 bees in there. I take out 500 cigarettes. But then I get beat up by security. And then I try to drink some alcohol. Well, no, I try to give the bees some alcohol. So that, they fight each other. But then the security beat me up even more. So this time, I take some brownies and
Brownies.
I offer them to the guards and the bees, and it makes them both super happy for no reason at all, and they both stop fighting, and I escape.
Okay, plus 3, I guess. Let's see. 12. You pull out the brownies, but they were squashed, and they got on, like, I don't know, you somehow accidentally ate them or whatever, and now you feel super silly.
Yeah.
And just your turn.
Alright. I had something. I had such a good one, but I forgot. Oh wait, no, never mind. All right. So what happened is I open up my backpack so I can get a blanket, but there's bees in there. So I throw it across the room. I pull out my 500 cigarettes from my left back pocket. Security beats me up. Then I try giving them some alcohol, but I try giving the bees the alcohol. Then the security beats me up even more. And then I get some brownies that were in my backpack, but they're all smushed. And what is it? And then I give the bees artificial intelligence, so they build a bee robot, and it gets super strong, and it kills all the other bees.
All right, I'm gonna give you so you what that'd be like, since we've played 4 rounds, so it'd be 4 points. But since you feel super silly, you lose a point. So for now, every time you try, like, you always lose a point now because you feel super silly.
Oh,
All right, let's see.
so Nathan's gonna always be gaining 1 more point. Like if he's getting 400, if he's getting 5. Wait.
Both of you guys are gonna lose points, so you guys are gonna be stuck at 4 points basically because you guys feel super silly.
Oh, I see.
11.
Dude, I was. Dude,
You tried
I was
really
thinking
good
whether
eye, but instead it helps the bees instead.
Dang it.
So now there's a giant bee robot stinging the classroom. Nathan.
So, I reach in my backpack, but there's 4 bees in there. And so instead, I reach into my left back pocket and I pull out 500 cigarettes. And I try to start chain smoking them. But instead of security, the security beats me up. And then I go on Okay, I'm sorry. I pull out some alcohol. And then I get beat up even more. So, I try to give them some super silly brownies. But instead, they're smushed and they make me super silly because I accidentally ate them somehow. And then I tried giving the bees artificial intelligence to make a giant robot or some crap. But instead, no, I gave the bees artificial intelligence. Then they made a giant robot and tried to beat me up. Well, yeah, they made a giant robot. And so instead, I take a Stanley from the nearest person and I pour it all over the robot so that like it explodes.
Okay. 8. You try taking a Stanley or whatever kind of water bottle, but it turns out you try taking it from the class bully or whatever, and he proceeds to beat you up even more with the water bottle.
Why is he worried about me stealing his water bottle when there's a big robot bee and like a gagillion other bees?
I don't know.
How am I still alive after I got beat up by a bunch of guards? And I also ate some super silly brownies.
Don't worry about that.
Just don't worry about it.
I think it's too hard. Alright. So basically, what happens, right, is I open my backpack so I can get a blanket, right? But there's a bunch of bees in there. And then I try pulling out 500 cigarettes from my left back pocket, but then the security beats me up. Then I get alcohol so I can share with everyone, but then the security beats me up even more. And then I get some brownies that are all smushed, and that for some reason make me feel really silly, for whatever reason. And then, wait. And then I give the bees like artificial intelligence. So and then they make a really like robotic bee, but the bee stings me even more and helps the other bees. But then I try stealing the bully's water bottle, Stanley, but he's too worried about his Stanley and he beats me up even more. But then I pull out 500 more cigarettes from my right back pocket and give it to the robotic bee, the other bees, and security, so the security doesn't beat me up again, and the bully.
15. That's plus 4, dude. That's a 19. If only someone hadn't eaten some silly brownies.
Yeah, what the heck, Nathan? Why would you do that?
I'm sorry.
You give everyone cigarettes. They light them and throw it all back at you, and you catch on fire.
What the heck?
Even the bees somehow they somehow light it. All right,
Wow.
Nathan, your turn.
So I reach in my backpack and there's 4 bees in there. So I reach in my left back pocket. I pull out 500 cigarettes and I start smoking them to like try to gas out the bees. But instead I get beat up by security. So instead I pull out some alcohol and I get beat up by security even more. So then I try eating some I try giving them super silly brownies. But then they're smushed. So I accidentally eat them. And so then I try giving the bees artificial intelligence, but they make a giant robot that just helps them even more. And then I try stealing a Stanley from the nearest class bully, but he beats me up with a Stanley. So then I reach in my back right pocket and pull out 500 more cigarettes, and then I get then they all light the cigarettes. And they throw them at me, and I get catch on fire. And so there's this giant yellow tree in the background that's super big. And when I'm on fire, I start chanting some really weird words. And the giant yellow tree catches on fire, and it gives me some sort of something that makes me the Lord of the Frenzied Flame. And then I use it to beat up the bees.
Alright, let me just roll the dice.
Some people will understand it.
I talk, and you try talking to the tree, but in your process of trying to chant to the tree, you accidentally burn it. And there's a beehive on it, and then more bees fell from it and started attacking you.
I was trying to burn it. I was trying to become the Lord of the Frenzied Flame, bro.
Alright, I just your turn.
Alright, so what happened, right, is I opened up my backpack and I tried getting a blanket, but there was a bunch of bees in there. And they're... What the heck? I can hear my brother screaming over there. Alright, anyways. And then, he's getting mad at again. I think he's through his control or something. I don't know. But anyway, I get 500 cigarettes from my left pocket. But then when the security sees that and beats me up, and so then I get alcohol, and then they beat me up even more as security. And then I get my super silly brownies from my backpack, but they're smushed, and I accidentally eat them, and now I'm feeling really super silly. And then I give the bees artificial intelligence, and they make a really big robot that I thought was gonna help me out, but it starts stinging me, and I help out the bees, and then I steal the Stanley from the class bully, and he beats me up with it, with the Stanley, and then I get 500 cigarettes from my right back pocket, and then I try giving it to everyone, but everyone lights it and throws it at me, so I catch on fire. So then I go outside to the big yellow tree in the back and try chanting it at it, silly random names at it. But then it catches on fire and there was a beehive on it, so then all the bees start attacking me even more. But then I go back in, squeeze a few drops from the alcohol, get in a car, and run over all the bees.
Wait, can you say that part again?
Alright, so I got the alcohol that I tried getting, but security beat me up for, and I drink some of it, and then I get in my car and I run over all the bees.
Alright, if this
Especially
fails, since now you're silly and drunk, you lose a point. Just letting you know though.
Wait, what did you say?
Since you're silly and drunk, you now only instead of 4 points, you get 3 points.
What? Why?
Because you're drunk and silly.
So?
It was a 10. You got 13. You get in the car, but you drive it into a pile of more bees, like a giant tree full of all the bees, and so you wreck the car and the bees start attacking you while you're trapped inside the car.
Douche.
Alright. I got so much to remember. So, I reach in my backpack, but there's 4 bees in there. So, I reach into my left back pocket and I pull out 500 cigarettes. And then the security beats me up. So instead, I try giving the security and the bees some alcohol. But instead, they beat me up even more. So Then I tried giving them some super silly brownies, but they're all smushed, and I accidentally ate them. So now I'm feeling super silly. And then I tried giving the bees artificial intelligence, and turns them into a giant robot. But instead, it turns it into a giant robot, which only helps it more. So I try to pour water on it with a Stanley from the nearest class bully, but then he beats me up. So then I try to give everyone in the room 500 cigarettes from my right back pocket, and it said they like them, and they throw it at me, and I catch on fire. So then I go to the tree, or the big yellow tree, and I try to chant words to it, but it lights on fire, and a beehive crashes into me. So I jump into my car, and I take a few shots, I drink some alcohol, and then I try to run over the bees, but I crash into more bees, which then they're stinging me. So rookie forgot. What was it? Whoa. I was drinking some Fanta earlier. I had something really good at this artist. So I'm in the car. Oh yeah, I take all my clothes off and I paint myself yellow and black to blend in with the bees.
Okay, let me roll. It's a 10. You try painting on yourself, but you're too swollen from everything. And so you can't paint all of yourself in time for the car to explode, which sends you flying back into the school. That just his turn.
Alright. So what happened is I tried reaching into my backpack, but there's bees in there. So then I get 500 cigarettes from my back left pocket, but then the security beats me up for it. And then I get alcohol, but the security beats me up even more for that. And then I get these squash super silly brownies that these brownies that are squash, and I accidentally eat them, and that makes me super super silly. And then I give the bees artificial intelligence, and they build a robot with it, and then the robot it helps them. It starts stinging me, and then I get wait. Oh no! Then I steal the Stanley from the nearest class bully, but I try to steal the Stanley from the nearest class bully, but he beats me up with the Stanley, and then I get 500 cigarettes from my back right pocket. I give it to everyone. They light it. They throw it on me. Then they light me on fire, and then I go out to the big yellow tree and start chanting names at it. But I accidentally light it on fire, and there's a beehive in the tree, and they all start attacking me. So I go back. I take the alcohol that I had earlier, and then I get in my car. I drive, but I accidentally drive into more bees, and then I realize, oh crap, there's more bees. So I get butt booty naked. I start painting myself, but oh no, I'm too swollen. I can't. And the car explodes, sending me right back into the school. So then, since my booty is all swollen up from the bees, I start shaking it in the wind, causing all of them to get pushed back out into the outer space.
Okay, I hope this one works.
How am I supposed to remember all that?
It's a
Dude.
I look at my backpack, but I can't.
No. Andres,
Hold up.
you try to shake your booty, but your upper half is too swollen, and your legs don't work anymore because it crushes your legs because your upper half is too swollen.
Dude, fun time. I know how hard it is remembering all this and coming up with new ones.
Help me. I look in my backpack, and I can't, so I pull out 500 cigarettes from my left back pocket, and I get beat up by security. So then I try giving them the alcohol, and they beat me up even more. So I try giving them silly brownies, but the silly brownies are smushed, and I accidentally eat them. And then I try giving the bees artificial intelligence, which makes them build a giant robot, and then it makes it stronger. So I steal a Stanley, pour water on the robot, but instead I get beat up for it. So then I reach into my right back pocket and I pull out 500 more cigarettes, and and then I give them to everybody. But instead, they light them on fire, and then they throw them at me. So I'm on fire, and I go outside or whatever to the herb tree or like the big yellow tree. I start chanting words, and like it catches on fire, and a beehive crashes on me, and it stings me even more. So I get in my car with the alcohol, and I take a few sips, and then I start driving around, and I run into more bees, and then I try stripping. Well, I try taking all my clothes off and blending in with the bees with yellow and black paint, but then it doesn't work, and I somehow get flung all the way back into the school, and then I try doing some actions, or I try shaking my bottom half to like to like scare away all the bees, and then instead I get crushed underneath my swollen top half. So as I'm laying on the ground there, yeah, I'm dying.
You're still burning, dude.
I'm still burning.
Yeah.
I take the alcohol that I somewhat still have, and I like put it in my mouth, and I spit out in the air. And since I'm on fire, it like catches on fire, and it burns all the bees.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
Please work, dude.
Okay, what's going on?
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna roll a bunch of dice. I'll roll like 3 dice. And if any of them are like
Dude.
the one we need, because this is going on for way too long.
Dude, that's actually
Please
kinda
end
funny,
it.
None of them worked.
Alright, guys. Alright,
Darth
guys.
tried spitting out fire or whatever.
Please, wait, what did I roll? What did I roll, bro?
You rolled a 10, a 1, and a 13.
Wait, what are we? We're adding 3, right? Adding 3, right?
Oh yeah.
Just make it more lenient this time.
I'll roll one more dice. I'll roll one more dice.
Please, now.
It's a 3. I'll roll one more dice.
Yeah, just guys. Let me show you how you do it.
I'll roll another dice. I'll roll another
Wait, no,
dice.
fuck that, wait. What happened
I'll
to
roll
my
another
dice?
dice. I'll roll another dice. Yes. 17. 17 after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 dice rolls. 17 plus 3 is 18, 19, 20. Oh my gosh. He shoots out fire, burns all of the bees, and the robot blows up, blowing up security and all the other bees, launching him straight into the fountain of youth or whatever that they just have somewhere, and regenerating all of his health.
Dude,
We did the all-in-one roll, guys.
that was a long round, dude. Holy.
That was the last one too. So let's tally up the points. Andres, you got points for I forgot. One sec. Andres, you got points for winning the park, winning the castle, getting shaking it all, and so in total you got 3 points.
Hey,
Nathan, you got a point for beating the school and 500 more cigarettes,
Yeah.
making Andres the winner.
Yay.
Insert distractible like winner music or whatever. All right, Nathan,
Yay.
lose your speech.
This game is biased. And you guys all are terrible people. I hate this game.
Andres, winner speech.
I love this game. It's actually really fun. Only thing is, I feel like it really depends. It could take a very long time.
All right, Andres. If we do another one, I have a tendency to just forget about series like the Piggy. I want to do another Piggy video, but if we do continue this, Andres will be hosting the next episode, and that'll just be lots of fun. I'll be seeing you goobers in the next one. Bye bye.